Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talk English Today. I'm Alex, your friendly guide on this journey of mastering English. We're so excited you've chosen to spend your time with us today, and we promise to make every minute worthwhile. If improving your English quickly and effectively is your goal, then you've come to the right place.
Hi there, I'm Aria. And let me just say, you've already taken the first step by being here. Whether you're tuning in on your way to work, during your lunch break, or relaxing at home, we're here to help you improve your English skills in ways that are simple, fun, and, most importantly, effective. And don't worry, we're keeping it beginner-friendly.
Absolutely. Learning English can open so many doors for you. Whether it's advancing your career, connecting with new people, or exploring more of the world. It's not always easy, but with the right strategies and a bit of determination, you can make fast progress. Today, we'll be talking about exactly how to do that.
And don't forget, you're not alone in this. We're here to cheer you on, give you practical advice, and maybe even make you laugh along the way. So let's start this episode with a question for you. What's one thing you'd really like to improve in your English? Is it speaking with confidence? Maybe understanding movies without subtitles? Think about it, and hold that goal in your mind as we move through today's episode.
In this episode, we'll dive into one of the most common questions English learners have. How can I improve quickly? Everyone wants faster results, and it's totally understandable. But the truth is, it's not just about working harder. It's about working smarter.
Exactly. And we've all been there, feeling stuck or frustrated because progress seems slow. Today we'll share tips that have worked for so many learners just like you. These aren't complicated or time-consuming, but they are powerful when done consistently.
By the end of this episode, you'll walk away with a clear action plan. We're going to cover techniques for speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Plus, we'll show you how to fit practice into your busy life. So whether you're preparing for an exam, trying to ace a job interview, or just want to speak with confidence, we've got you covered.
And here's a little extra motivation. Imagine where you could be a month from now if you start using these tips today. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep moving forward. So let's do this together.
Before we start, let's make this episode interactive. Grab a notebook or open a notes app on your phone. Write down 3 things. 1. What's your biggest goal for learning English? 2. What's one challenge you've faced? And 3. What's a recent success you've had? These will help you track your progress and celebrate how far you've already come.
That's such a great idea, Alex. And if you're comfortable, share your answers with us. You can leave a comment, send us a message, or even post on social media and tag us. We love hearing your stories. It's what keeps us inspired to create episodes like this.
And one more thing, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. That way, you'll never miss an episode, and you'll stay motivated to keep learning. Now, let's jump into our first topic. Why improving your English quickly can change your life in ways you might not even expect. Let's dive into why improving your English quickly can be a game changer. The world moves fast, and English is often the bridge to opportunities in careers, education, and travel. It's not just about speaking a new language. It's about opening doors to a whole new world of possibilities.
Absolutely, Alex. The sooner you gain confidence in English, the sooner you can start applying it in real-life situations. Imagine being able to impress your boss in a meeting, understand your favorite English TV shows, or make friends from around the globe. It's life-changing when you can communicate effectively and confidently.
Let's think about how English impacts daily life. For example, if you're looking for a job, having strong English skills can help you land roles in international companies. And for students, being good at English can give you access to scholarships, programs, and top universities.
It's also a huge confidence booster. Imagine walking into a room full of people speaking English and not feeling nervous. Instead, you join the conversation, share your ideas, and connect with others. That's a skill that can change everything, professionally and socially.
Let me share a quick story about why speed matters. When I started learning Spanish, I was planning a trip to Spain. I only had 3 months to prepare, and I had to learn fast. I focused on speaking and listening, practical skills I knew I'd need. The first time I successfully ordered food at a restaurant without switching to English, I felt unstoppable. It wasn't perfect, but it worked, and that gave me so much motivation to keep going.
That's such a great example, Alex. For me, it was a bit different. When I started learning French, I didn't feel the urgency at first. But then, I was invited to a conference where most of the attendees spoke French. I only had a few weeks to get conversational, and that pressure pushed me to focus and practice daily. And you know what? It worked. Sometimes speed helps you cut out the distractions and focus on what really matters.
Now think about your own life. Why do you want to improve your English quickly? Is it for work, travel, meeting new people, write it down or say it out loud? When you have a clear purpose, it's easier to stay motivated and push through challenges.
And remember, learning fast doesn't mean skipping steps. It means focusing on what's practical and useful for your goals. Later in this episode, we'll talk about strategies to help you make quick progress while building a strong foundation. So stay with us.
All right, let's dive into the challenges. Why is it that so many people struggle to improve their English quickly? It's a common question, and there are some clear reasons behind it.
Exactly. One of the biggest barriers is fear. Fear of making mistakes is so common. A lot of people are scared they'll sound silly or that others will judge them. But here's the thing. Mistakes are not only normal, they're actually a vital part of learning. So true, Alex. Think of it this way. Every mistake you make is a step closer to fluency. Instead of fearing them, embrace them as learning moments. But fear isn't the only challenge, is it?
Another huge challenge is time. We hear this a lot. I'm too busy. Or, I don't have enough time to study every day. Life gets hectic, and it's hard to fit language learning into a packed schedule.
That's a big one, Alex. And here's the thing. Many people think they need hours and hours to study, but that's not true. Even 15 to 20 minutes a day, if done consistently, can make a big difference. It's about quality over quantity.
Absolutely. And when you make learning a habit, like practicing on your commute or while doing chores, it doesn't feel like a burden. We'll share more about how to do that later in the episode.
Another common challenge? Relying on old methods. For example, some people spend hours memorizing vocabulary lists without any context. They end up knowing a lot of words but not how to use them in sentences.
Exactly. It's like learning all the parts of a car but not knowing how to drive it. Words need to be connected to real-life situations. Without that, it's hard to remember them, and it's even harder to use them naturally.
And let's not forget grammar. Many learners get stuck trying to perfect grammar before they even start speaking. While grammar is important, focusing too much on it can slow you down.
That's right, Aria. You don't need to be perfect at grammar to communicate. Most native speakers don't use perfect grammar in everyday conversations. The key is to focus on communicating your ideas.
Let me share a quick story. I had a friend who really wanted to learn English, but she was so scared of making mistakes that she avoided speaking entirely. She spent months only reading and listening. But when she finally started practicing with others, she improved so quickly. She realized the fear of speaking was holding her back more than anything else.
That's a great example, Aria. I remember a student of mine who was a perfectionist. He wanted every sentence to be perfect before he spoke, but once he shifted his mindset and started focusing on communicating instead of being perfect, his confidence and fluency skyrocketed.
So, how do we overcome these challenges? The first step is changing your mindset. Understand that mistakes are part of learning, time can be managed, and modern methods can make the process faster and more enjoyable.
Exactly. And be kind to yourself. Language learning is a journey, not a race. Celebrate small wins, like learning a new phrase or having your first conversation in English. Every step counts.
If any of these challenges sound familiar, don't worry, you're not alone, and these struggles don't have to hold you back. Later in the episode, we'll share tips and strategies to overcome them, so stay tuned.
That's right. We've got practical solutions to help you manage your time, face your fears, and use modern tools that really work. So, keep listening, and we'll guide you through it. All right, everyone. Now it's time for the good stuff. Our top tips to help you improve your English quickly and effectively. These tips are practical, simple, and easy to start using today. Let's jump right in with tip number 1. Start with practical vocabulary.
That's right, Alex. Practical vocabulary means focusing on the words and phrases you'll use most often. For example, if you're traveling, learn phrases like, "Where is the nearest hotel?" or "How much does this cost?" If you're working, focus on job-related terms. Start with what matters most to you, too.
Exactly. It's not about learning every word in the dictionary. It's about learning the words that make a difference in your daily life. And here's a bonus. Use flashcards or apps like Anki to organize and review these words regularly.
On to tip number 2. Practice speaking every single day. It doesn't matter if you don't have a partner to practice with. Speak to yourself, record your voice, or even talk to your pet.
That's such a great point, Arya. A lot of people wait for the perfect moment to speak, like when they're fluent or in a classroom setting. But the truth is, the more you speak, the faster you'll improve. Record your voice and listen to it. It'll help you spot areas to improve.
And don't forget about online platforms. There are so many language exchange apps where you can find conversation partners like HelloTalk or Tandem. Even short conversations with a native speaker can boost your confidence and fluency.
Tip number 3. Immerse yourself in English as much as possible. This means creating an English-rich environment around you. For example, change your phone settings to English. It's a small change, but it makes a big difference.
Yes, and watch your favorite TV shows or movies in English, even if you use subtitles at first. Listen to English podcasts, audiobooks, or music. The goal is to hear English as often as you can throughout the day.
It's all about making English a natural part of your life. If you love cooking, watch recipe videos in English. If you enjoy gaming, play games in English. The more exposure you have, the faster you'll pick up new words and phrases.
Tip number 4 is a game changer. Active listening and shadowing. This means not just listening to English, but really focusing on how native speakers talk and trying to imitate them.
Here's how it works. Listen to a sentence, pause the audio, and repeat what you hear. Try to match the tone, pronunciation, and rhythm. It's like you're mimicking a native speaker.
Shadowing is especially helpful for improving your accent and fluency. Start with short phrases and work your way up to longer sentences. Apps like YouTube and podcasts are great for this because you can rewind and practice as many times as you need.
Tip number 5. Use spaced repetition to learn and remember new words. This is a scientifically proven method where you review words at specific intervals, so you don't forget them.
There are amazing apps like Anki and Quizlet that make spaced repetition easy. You can create digital flashcards and review them daily. The app will even remind you when it's time to review.
And remember, don't just memorize words in isolation. Try to learn them in sentences or phrases. For example, instead of just learning the word travel, learn a phrase like, "I want to travel to France." It'll stick better, and you'll know how to use it in context.
Tip number 6 is all about writing. Writing in English every day is a great way to practice your grammar and expand your vocabulary. And it doesn't have to be formal. You can write anything.
Absolutely. Start with simple things like journaling about your day, texting friends in English, or even writing social media captions. The key is to make writing a habit.
If you're not sure what to write, try prompts like, "Describe your favorite food," or "What did you do today?" It's okay if your sentences aren't perfect. The more you write, the better you'll get.
And finally, tip number 7. Be consistent. Even if you only have 15 to 20 minutes a day, it's better to practice a little every day than to cram for hours once a week.
Exactly. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum leads to progress. Think of it like exercise. You won't see results from one long workout, but daily efforts add up over time.
Set small, achievable goals. For example, learn 5 new words a day or practice speaking for 10 minutes. Celebrate those small wins. It'll keep you motivated to keep going.
If you start applying even a few of these tips, you'll see improvements in no time. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress, step by step.
And don't forget, language learning is a journey. Enjoy the process, stay curious, and keep challenging yourself. You've got this.
We'll dive deeper into some of these tips in future episodes, so stay tuned. For now, try 1 or 2 tips today and see how they work for you.
Now let's dive into building a daily routine that works for you and helps you improve your English consistently. A good routine doesn't have to take up your entire day, but it should include small, focused activities to keep you learning and practicing.
That's right. Even if you only have 30 minutes a day, using that time effectively can lead to big improvements over time. The key is consistency. Let's break down what a productive daily routine could look like. Mornings are a great time to immerse yourself in English. Spend 10 to 15 minutes listening to something in English. It could be a podcast, a YouTube video, or even an audiobook.
Choose content that interests you. If you love cooking, listen to a cooking podcast. If you're into sports, find a sports channel in English. The idea is to make it enjoyable, so it becomes a habit.
And don't just listen passively. Try to pick out new words or phrases, write them down and repeat them out loud. This will help you remember them better.
You can also use this time to practice shadowing. That means repeating what the speaker says as closely as possible. It's great for improving pronunciation and fluency. In the afternoon, focus on building your vocabulary. Spend 10 to 15 minutes reviewing words you've learned or using a language app like Duolingo, Quizlet, or Anki.
Exactly, and make it fun. Use flashcards or play word games. You can even write sentences using the new words to see how they fit into conversations.
Another tip is to categorize your vocabulary. For example, group words by topics like food, travel, or emotions. This makes it easier to remember and use them in context.
And don't forget to test yourself. Try covering the word's meaning and see if you can recall it. Testing helps strengthen your memory. Evenings are perfect for practicing your speaking and writing skills. Start by speaking with a language partner, a friend, or even just to yourself.
If you don't have a speaking partner, record yourself talking about your day. Say things like, "I went to work," or "I ate lunch with my friend." This helps you get comfortable forming sentences.
And don't forget writing. Keep a journal in English and write a few sentences about your day. For example, today was sunny. I went for a walk and saw a cute dog. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's all about practice.
Or try writing a short post on social media in English. It could be as simple as, "I had a great day, how about you?" This way, you're practicing and connecting with others at the same time.
Now let's talk about how to make your routine stick. The first tip is to keep it simple. Don't try to do too much at once. Start with just 1 or 2 activities and build from there.
Set reminders on your phone or write your plan in a notebook. For example, you could schedule 10 minutes for vocabulary review right after lunch.
And mix things up to keep it interesting. If you usually listen to podcasts, try watching a TV show in English. If you usually write journal entries, try writing a short story instead.
Also, reward yourself for sticking to your routine. Maybe treat yourself to something you like your favorite snack or a relaxing break, after completing your English practice.
Remember, the goal isn't to be perfect. It's to be consistent. Even 15 minutes a day can make a big difference over time.
And don't get discouraged if you miss a day. Just pick up where you left off and keep going. The important thing is to keep moving forward.
You've got this. With a daily routine like this, you'll see improvement in no time. Just take it one step at a time and enjoy the journey.
We believe in you. Stick to your routine, stay motivated, and watch your English skills grow day by day. All right, that's a wrap for today's episode. Let's quickly sum up what we covered. Improving your English quickly is all about setting realistic goals, practicing consistently, staying motivated, and avoiding common mistakes.
We also talked about building a daily routine, staying consistent, and finding ways to stay motivated when progress feels slow. Remember, every small step counts.
And we answered some fantastic questions from you. Whether it's finding time to practice or overcoming fear of speaking, we hope these tips give you a boost on your learning journey.
Now it's your turn. Pick one tip from today's episode and try it out. Let us know what worked for you in the comments or reach out to us on social media.
And don't forget to subscribe to Talk English Today. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who's also learning English.
We've got more exciting episodes coming up, so stay tuned. Until then, keep practicing, stay motivated, and most importantly, have fun learning English.
You've got this. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk English Today. Take care.